Hey, it's me, the NumbedSkull. Come join me for my video and we'll see if I can help you. Now, on with your show. I'm going to try and make a quick tutorial video to help some of my fellow new or small creators get a quick handle on how to use Voicemeter. I use and I recommend using Voicemeter Banana if you want to include multiple audio effects or video with audio into a live stream using OBS. It also helps set up the sounds so that your guests can hear the audio you're hearing when you're on live streams, in chats, or hangouts. There's a lot to do to make this work best, and the settings will take time to remember and get used to. I'm also happy to help anyone if my time permits. But once you understand a few basic rules I had to learn, you should be fine. I'm leaving out the more complex issues for someone else to cover in another video. We need to cover enough information to get your audio working. So it's a good idea for most people to complete the install, run the program, plug in all of your audio ins and outs, your microphones and your speakers, and then restart your computer fresh. Once you have restarted, make sure you check your computer audio levels. In Windows 10, by clicking the audio icon in your taskbar or by going to your settings. Make sure to check all audios, not just the ones that you intend to use, to make sure everything is set properly. Do this to make sure your audio levels going out to all your speakers is at max, or 100. This way you know it's on and working, and you can adjust it from Voicemeter later. Now let's look at Voicemeter. It can seem a bit overwhelming and confusing, but trust it does make sense. You have 10 meters. Group of 3, 2, and 5. The first 3 are your incoming microphones. The second 2 are incoming from computer sources or digital in. The last 5 are your audio out to everything. Most importantly, you do not need to use everything, so we will be simple here. Your microphone. Select your mic from the drop-down menu above the first meter at the top left. Select your microphone and click mute at the bottom. Do the same thing for the second and third as needed. Your digital inputs are a bit harder to do, but that's because I'm going to help you make it so that you and your guests can both hear the same audio in a hangout or chat situation. Your virtual input 1 needs to be your desktop audio into Voicemeter. Your virtual audio 2 is reserved for any chat situation like Discord, Hangout, Skype, etc. Again, make sure you have none of the A1, A2, or 3, the B1 or B2, etc. highlighted anywhere yet on your inputs. Next, go to your output above the cassette-looking thing. Click on the A1 drop-down. This should be your primary speaker out, which should default to speakers on your headset when it's connected. You can add A2 and A3 as needed. Also, we're just not going to cover it. Okay, now that this is done and you have a mic and a headset connected, let's connect the paths between your audio lines. Over on the first microphone, if you click the B1, and then go to the first virtual input and click on A1 and B1. Check your windows again. Make sure at your taskbar that your audio meter is selected with the VIO. And when you play a sound, you should be able to hear it right now. Okay? So, quick basic rundown. A1, 2, and 3 are your speakers and headsets. B1 and 2 are your outputs. You don't need to worry about them just yet, but knowing what they are is important. Your mic goes out to B1 to send it out just like to your headset, but instead into OBS. Your virtual input 1, being your desktop audio, also goes out to B1. If you want to hear yourself speak into the mic, and I don't recommend it, press A1 on the bar your mic is on and unmute it. You should hear yourself talk. Same thing if you want to hear your desktop. In Virtual 1, press A1, which you should have done already. Now the hard part. A lot of programs have audio settings you can use to set them individually, but not all. I'm sure there's at least a half a dozen ways to do this next part, but this is the way that I do it. Go through all your audio settings in OBS and select your desktop audio devices and set them to disabled. Go to your mic auxiliary device and set it to Voicemeter output, the one that says VAIO on it. Go to your mic auxiliary audio device 2 and set it to the same thing, but the one that says auxiliary VAIO on it. So this is going to look familiar, but you're going to go through your settings in any of your chat servers like Discord, Google Hangouts, and Skype, and you're going to set the input device to your Voicemeter output. Okay? And then you're going to set the output device to the Voicemeter auxiliary input. And I'll take you back and show you why we did that later. So you're putting your microphone and your desktop audio output into your input in your chat server. So whatever you say and hear through your computer goes to the people that you're talking to. Then you're going to output to the Voicemeter auxiliary input, and that will bring the conversation in on a separate audio line than your desktop audio so that you can separate it and prevent a loop in the conversation. Let's take a look back at Voicemeter real quick. So you'll notice that mine has labels on it. That's to help me, and I guess also to help you. So at the top, where it says from chat, do you see where it says Voicemeter auxiliary? So these are your inputs. There's Voicemeter VAIO input and Voicemeter auxiliary input. Now down on the bottom right hand side, you'll see those two little virtual, and at the top you'll see where they say B1 and B2. B1 is your output VAIO Voicemeter, and B2 is your auxiliary output Voicemeter. Okay, so there are 4 notes that sound the same, but 2 of them are input, 2 of them are output, 2 of them are auxiliary, 2 of them are VAIO. This is important that you pay attention to these 4 separate channels. They're not all available in every list. It depends on where you are. Those are the ones that are going to end up confusing you when you're setting up the audio back and forth. Now, underneath the From Chat section, you're going to want to click on the output to B2. What this will do is, when you go over into OBS and you open it up, it'll cause your computer and your microphone to go through B1, giving it voice on microphone 1 that we had set up in OBS. Microphone 2 will be B2 from Voicemeter to OBS microphone 2. If that is beginning to make sense, then you're almost there. In audio recording software like Audacity, you're going to want to set the audio output device to your Voicemeter banana VAIO, or it will go through on the same line as a chat. So you will have to play with these settings in different programs to see which one matches, and you may get errors from time to time if you make the wrong settings. Again, if anybody needs help, feel free to get hold of me. If this wasn't enough, leave a comment in the description and I'll do my best to answer it. If this video was absolutely horrible, please give it a thumbs down. Thanks for stopping. Have a good day.